Recently, we've gotten information that the newest iPhone 15 will get a USB Type-C port, replacing the old Lightning known back in 2012. Personally, I think that this is not a good idea, and I'm here today to tell you why.
Power user.
So, new European rules require all phones sold after autumn 2024 to use the USB Type-C connector for their charging ports. Does Apple fit it or not, they had to adopt to it, and the brand new iPhone 15 is going to have USB port on board. On paper, it sounds perfect. Unifying all connectors and all devices across all manufacturers solves a lot of problems caused by cable management and, of course, should save the money that we are spending on accessories. In reality, this idea could have a lot of unpositive impacts, not only on consumers, but also on the environment. I started to wonder what happens with all those perfectly fine working lightning cables and accessories. For example, my earpods are still running great after so much time, and this situation forced me to buy a pair of new ones with a USB-C connector, or alternatively, again I would probably have to buy another Apple dongle adapter to the collection. No matter what option I'm going to choose, the fate of my old dongle or my old earpods is intended to be in trash. The same story is going to happen with all lightning cables. People just start to throw them away if they realize that they don't need them anymore. And we are not talking about a small group of Apple users. We are talking about over 1.5 billion active iPhones around the world, not even including iPads. My question is, what is the idea of European Union in this situation? I'm guessing that they don't even think about how big electro waste would be created because of this decision. Who is going to recycle all of those wasted cables and accessories? I really don't like this idea. Apple, of course, don't care about it. No matter what happens, they would still make a lot of money on their accessories. We could hear the rumors that USB-C port would be provided with iPhone 15, but only USB-C Apple branded cables would be able to charge iPhones with higher power and transfer data at full speed. This situation is still unclear at this moment, but we can predict what will happen. Also, swapping all Lightning accessories to USB-C ones would be of course really expensive. That's another method to get some money out of the consumer's pocket. And I know that the Lightning connector is not going anywhere anytime soon, that not everyone is switching to USB-C immediately. But looking at this situation from a time perspective, it could be really harmful. Another problem with USB-C is the construction of the connector. If we look at the construction of Lightning connector, we can see that this port keeps the male and female ports perfectly simple. In the male connector, we've got pins located on a single piece of metal. Thanks to this design, damaging this kind of connector is a really hard process. The female Lightning receptacles usually have their pins located on top and bottom, allowing you to connect the male connector no matter which side you plug in. USB-C has another story, because in reality, the male connector is actually female and the female is actually male. And please, do not make any inappropriate jokes, I'm serious. The USB-C male connector is designed in a similar way to the Lightning female receptacle, which means that somewhere you have to have a male connector with pins. And indeed, it's located in USB-C female connector, simultaneously creating a big problem with this design. The ports are the biggest holes in our smartphones, and when we are carrying them every day in our pockets, purses, or backpacks, the small particles of sand and dirt can actually go to the port, causing damage. This was never a big problem with the Lightning connector, since all particles simply just fell out from the female receptacle. And if something is stuck in a port, you could easily get it out with a skewer, for example. But with USB-C receptacle, particles of sand and dirt can easily stuck between the port and the male part, causing a lot of damage and problem when you try to get them out, because in this situation, trying to get those particles out can damage the fragile male part of the connector. USB-C is a badly designed port, and personally, it broke in my previous 2 Android smartphones, just because the male part damaged with particles of sand. I'm not a fan of the USB-C iPhone idea, but who knows, maybe Apple's profit will increase thanks to the new iPhone port repair services. What will happen to people who bought an iPhone 13, 13 Pro, 13 Pro and want to use it for more than next couple of years? I guess that with the transition to USB-C, Lightning accessories would be harder to get, especially in Europe. And this is another reason that potentially could force consumers to buy a new USB-C iPhone. I don't see any problem with Lightning connector. The charging speed is fast enough and maybe the data transfer speed is average. But being honest, how many times do you transfer data from your iPhone via cable? I guess that everyone is doing it using the cloud or simply using AirDrop, cause it's more convenient than the old-fashioned cable. This is a win-win situation for Apple and creates only a massive electronic waste. The Lightning port was fine and does the job, and I can't find any good argument to justify this decision. What's your opinion about USB-C iPhone 15? Tell me in the comments below. If you can, share this video with your friends and don't forget to like and subscribe. That's really important if you want to support my work and this channel. That's all for today. Stay tuned. See ya!